Hey guys, we made it. We are down here at the newest section of border wall in Yuma, Arizona. You can see it behind me. It is dark, but this is an area where in the past you would have hundreds of people crossing. We've brought you down here before. I wanted to bring you to this new section at the end of the wall and actually show you a couple things. Jairus, I'm here with my buddy Jairus Lee. Jairus, your first time being here at the wall. What do you think, man?
Amazing. The TV cameras, you've seen pictures of it 1,001 times. It really doesn't do it justice. The biggest lock I've ever seen in my life, right here. And explain to the people the reason, just pandering to evil, why we even have to have this here.
This whole gate. So if you guys can see this behind me, this is the wall. I don't know if you can back up and show that, Ben. And it goes up 30 feet. Now the old wall, the Obama and Bush walls.
Hey, it was a fence.
Well, their fence was about 15 feet. In some places up to 18 feet. In some places as short as 12 feet. We actually have some people crossing over. It looks like from the Mexico side. Now they might just be fishing. So this is the international waterway. Now this whole gate. This is what Jairus was talking about. This is put up by the IBWC, and the same thing that they did in El Paso. They put this gate up in place so that the environmentalists can go down and check the water here. And at sometimes during the day, they demand that this gate be left open. In some places, that's a really big deal because you have continuous wall otherwise, but where the gate is when it's open, it's just wide open. Here, it's actually not that big a deal because the wall actually ends. And this is just to kind of give you an idea. The left always says walls don't work. When I was here about a year ago, we came down. I was with Jennifer Harrison and Mike Bennett and a bunch of others that came down, and we actually camped out overnight. And there were about 900 people that crossed over illegally. Since this wall's been put up, all of that traffic, virtually all of that traffic, has moved out. Now it still comes here. Now I don't know if you can see this. Let's go over here real quick. We have some flashlights. I don't think these guys are hiding. So they just hid the flashlight. So we actually have a couple guys. Let's kind of get down here. So don't shine the light over there. Just come over here. Come over here, Ben. I don't know if they can see, but if you point the camera right in that direction, where that concrete structure is, there's a couple guys. They're actually crossing over. So halfway across there is America. So technically they're in America. They're hiding right behind the stone barricade right now. They were shining their flashlights just a minute ago.
What is this exactly?
This is part of the Colorado River where it splits off, and so this is a levee system to capture some of the water and to prevent flood. And so there's actually the river that runs right through here. You can barely see it, but there's actually a car down on that side. I don't know what that vehicle is doing down on the border. Are on the bottom there. Typically, the only people that come down there are police, Mexican police. But there's somebody, and you can see, I just saw the lights. So they're signaling somebody. So what we still have here, Ben, bring it back over here. I don't know if we can, Jairus, if you can use this phone. Let's get a light out here so we can kind of see. Hang on a second, guys. So if you can see over here, guys, do you mind holding that one real quick, Jairus? Or Ben, you can see this is actually where the wall ends. So right here, you could actually climb right through. You could actually just go right over here and then go down into the trees that are right down in here and move right over into Mexico, or vice versa. Here, shine that over here. Vice versa. People can come from Mexico. They cross, it's about a foot deep of water, and it's about 15 feet wide. And then they simply walk across through the bushes. And what they tend to do, there's a Border Patrol agent right up on top of the hill up here. What they tend to do is wait till nightfall, and then they'll try to sneak through and run across that levee over into Yuma. And so this is still happening. So it's a very good chance that behind us, I don't know, can you shine down in there, Jairus? I don't know if you guys can see. Can you see any of that, Ben? If you shine where the stones are off in the distance, you can kind of see the tops of the trees. That's where they'll hide out. Right there where you see the light shining through the fence, that's actually trees that run over, and they'll hide out there. That is where we actually found children's panties, lubricant, condoms, where they had left it, and all of their documents. So a lot of these people that are coming over that are smuggling children, when they get to here, when they're about to cross into America, then they dump all their stuff. And that there's a treasure trove of garbage and of documents, their personal documents, because they don't want Border Patrol to know who they actually are a lot of times. A lot of them have criminal records. So they'll dump all their paperwork. They use it to get through Mexico, but once they get here, they dump it. But what we've also found, which is really sinister, is again, lubricant, condoms, children's clothing, children's underwear. There is a ton of human trafficking that comes through here and all along the border. So everybody, this is the reason why I was assaulted and I got charged for assault in Texas, was I made this comment, and I stand by this comment. Anyone who supports open borders supports the cartels. That is the truth, because what is happening right now is cartels own the Mexico side of the border. They control who comes over. You have to pay the cartels to get across. Whether you're a drug mule or you're somebody paying a coyote to get over here. The children that are being brought across many times are being sold by their parents in some cases to smugglers and given to men to bring across, basically sold into sex trafficking. When Border Patrol apprehends them, and we find out that these men that are bringing them across are not their parents, are not their fathers, when Border Patrol puts them in protective custody in the Border Patrol facilities, where AOC says they're in cages, that is an absolute lie. They are being protected, and in some cases, for the first time. It is a tragedy what's happened down here. The amount of murders, the amount of drugs that are coming through. Before the pandemic, we had an opioid epidemic that the Democrats used to talk about, but they never want to talk about it anymore. And partly that's because it comes from Mexico. If you're honest about the opioid epidemic, you would have to be honest about closing this border and securing this border. But the left, ironically, Joe Biden just came out and said one of his first things he was going to do was what?
Yeah, day one, Joe Biden said, so here's the thing. We all know Joe Biden's a Trojan horse. Number one, he said day one, he's stopping border wall construction. That's bad enough. You're out here, you've been out here plenty of times. There's still a lot more to be built. A lot has been built, but there's still a lot to be done. In addition to day one, and this kind of flew under the radar because everyone's worried about masks and inflated hospital numbers, he said day one, he's stopping border wall construction. Who's going to have a major role in his administration? This goes to the Trojan horse part. Beto, or as you call him, do your impersonation of him? What's his name?
Robert Francis.
Beto. Yeah, Beto, who said he wants to tear down border wall, and AOC, who says she wants to decriminalize border crossings. So it doesn't even stop. As bad as executive order, by executive order ending the construction of border wall, as if that's not bad enough, he's also going to be taking his cues from someone who wants to tear down, right here.
Yeah.
Tear down border wall and decriminalize border crossings.
And I've said it a lot of times, and it's the truth. These walls don't say that we hate the people on the outside. They say that we love the people on the inside. It's just like your walls and your locks at home. Walls and doors and locks and fences around your property don't mean that you hate the people on the outside. They mean that you love the people on the inside and you want to protect them. That's what this represents. The Democrats, and we're seeing this. Oh, let's talk about the DNC for just a minute, Jairus. Oh my gosh.
You like
hang
torturing
on.
yourself.
But this wall represents America. It represents protecting your family, whether you're an immigrant who came here legally or you're an American citizen that was born here. If you love this country, you're a part of this country, this wall protects you. Now, if you came here illegally, you have no right to be here. And anybody who tells you otherwise is lying to you. President Trump was the first president that came along and actually stood up and said those words and what needed to be said and has actually done it. This wall would not be here if it were not for President Trump. It would not be here. And so when we're coming up to voting in 2020, just know that if President Trump, God forbid, were to get, or Joe Biden were to get elected, this goes away. Your security goes away. American security goes away. The economy that President Trump built before this COVID nonsense was going on goes away. Everything. BLM and Antifa become the controllers of your communities. Police, we're defunding the police and giving power to communist Marxist thugs. That is Joe Biden. Now they can pretend, Jairus, come here. They can pretend. They started. Hopefully you guys didn't have to watch it. We did so that we could speak on it. But man, watching that DNC tonight with their phony
there is good news, and that's the fact that they know they're in trouble.
Yeah. Yes.
And the reason they know this is because they came out trying to act like baseball apple pie Republicans, praying. Now, everyone remembers famously, this was Obama re-election. So this was the 2012 convention where they booed the mention of God in their platform.
Right. They were debating on taking it out.
Yes.
And they booed when they were
yeah, it was
to
left
keep it in.
Yeah, it was left in, and then that got booed, mainly from the California caucus, which is a sad fact.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, but funny enough, not only are they doing prayers and not booing, it's virtually, but still, not only are they doing prayers and not booing, God is the generic fill in the blank for whatever makes you feel good. God, they actually said Jesus Christ.
Yes, in Jesus' name. And now I will say this. God is working in this country and evil is being exposed, but there are people that are blaspheming the word of God, blaspheming the name of God. They are using it for their own benefit, and that's what we saw tonight. It was shameful. The question I had is when all these kids were singing the national anthem, how many of them were kneeling?
Well, again, praying to Jesus Christ, they were out there singing the national anthem proudly, and gone was like this inflammatory rhetoric. Remember, if you want kids to go back to school, you want to kill kids. Now, it's funny because this comes from pro-choice people, but nonetheless, if you want kids to go back to school, you literally want kids to be murdered. That's what you heard up until tonight. And now they're acting like cool, calm. Oh, we just have some disagreements.
Yeah,
and we all agree kids should go back, but we just don't think it's safe yet. They know the majority of the country views them as absolute crazy, and they're trying to act like normal people.
These are the same people that were hashtagging wrong Trump this weekend.
Yes, that's correct.
And my prayers do go out to President Trump and his family losing his brother. But these are the same people that were hashtagging wrong Trump this weekend.
It's like
now
two different universes. Literally, what you see on the streets in Portland is the modern Democratic Party.
That is the Democratic Party.
And tonight, they were trying to act like this is like the 2004 Democrat Party or something. Hell,
well,
they tried to act,
you know what though?
They tried to act like
that
this.
is the Democrat Party too, because they're frauds.
They were trying to act like JFK Democrats.
But that is who they are, because they are always superficial. They are always frauds. So when you see that though, my prayer is the American people see through this. What you're seeing in Portland is that is Democrats. What you're seeing in Minneapolis, that is Democrats. What you're seeing in D.C., that's Democrats. In Chicago, in all of these inner cities, all of the stuff we've shown you in California, all of the stuff with the homelessness and the bums living all over the streets and the destruction of communities, that is Democrats. What they're showing you on TV this week is a fraud.
I couldn't believe it.
It is a lie.
I halfway wanted to vote for him.
If they actually believed this stuff,
I said these people aren't half bad. They're saying Jesus Christ. They're praying, singing national anthems. They're not yelling at people. Oh my God!
But that's why they're doing it, because they think the voters are that stupid. They think the voters are that stupid to not see what frauds that they are.
But that's the good part. They understand that Portland is going bad for them. They understand that the Black Lives Matter thugs are going bad for them. Why? Because they did not come out pushing that rhetoric tonight. They came out baseball, American flags, apple pie, and hot dogs.
Yeah, I don't know. So we've actually got a couple guys back out there. So I don't know if you can turn that camera around again real quick then. So I don't know if they're fishing or what the heck they're doing, but they were hiding out behind the concrete. Don't shine the light down there. We don't need the light, Jairus. And just try and zoom in. Can you get in there at all? So there's a couple guys down there, but you can just see how easy it is. How they're walking. What's that? And we got Border Patrol coming up.
Right there, you can see the shirt.
Yeah, see those guys, they walked out to the edge there, and that's really the edge where if you go any further, you're coming into America. So I don't know. Some guys fish down there. They could just be fishing, but the weird thing was they were signaling their lights. I don't know if you can see that light. They were flashing the lights, and what a lot of times they would be doing is signaling people that are waiting over here in the bushes to come up. So we haven't seen any, thank God. But I'm telling you what, right now, did you need to reset that? Hang on. Sorry, guys. A year ago, so the point is, a year ago, this would not be like this. It's still dangerous to be down on the border, especially at night. But a year ago, you would have hundreds of people crossing over here. Drug smugglers, sex traffickers, all of it. And just people looking for a job. Most of the people that cross into America illegally are looking for a job. Now, they'll lie and they'll say they're looking for asylum, but they're looking for a job. The problem is, we can't afford it anymore. America cannot afford to be the welfare country of the world. We have to protect American citizens. And there's no greater example of that than what's happened these last 6 months with COVID. If you don't see that now, that we need to put America first, then you are blind. You are absolutely blind. That is why this election is so critical. If we don't reelect President Trump, this country's gone. If we don't take back the House and hold the Senate, this country's gone. The left is trying to destroy this country. And that's what we're in. They're not, like Jared said, they're not apple pie, love America, Democrats, JFK Democrats. These people are Marxist, socialist, communists that want to destroy this country from within. A lot of what we're seeing right now is by design. A lot of it is what the left has wanted. You have to destroy. The only way you can get rid of the best country in the history of the world is if you destroy it. And that's what a lot of this stuff is doing, is trying to destroy the economy, is trying to demoralize the people, and in the hopes that we'll come back and say, oh, that capitalist thing didn't work. Oh, that conservative ideals didn't work. We need what you guys have. We need this Bolshevik revolution. And every single time they try it, there's mass death. That is what the left is offering. They can say all the nonsense that they want to, but that's the truth. So stay tuned, guys. We're going to be out tomorrow. We're going to be here. President Trump's coming to town. We're going to be celebrating this big, beautiful wall. Thank you, President Trump, for standing up for the American people and building this wall and putting America first. Thank you for everything you've done. Thank you for putting your family on the line. Thank you for all the garbage that you've had to deal with the witches and the Democrats and all of these evil people that have been attacking you for 3-4 years now. All of this for the coup attempt by the media, the fake news media, CNN and MSNBC, and all the lying fake news media that's out there. Thank you for putting America first. Thank you for standing with Jerusalem. Just have to hold it. Thank you for standing with Jerusalem. Thank you for putting babies' lives, saying baby lives matter, and standing up for against Planned Parenthood and standing up for life with the March for Life. Thank you for decreasing regulations and allowing businesses to succeed. Thank you for decreasing taxes. Thank you for everything you've done to get us to the point that we were at before the Wuhan flu came along. It's time to get back to work. It's time to take the mask off and start working again. It's time to stop living in fear and start living again, America. Stay tuned. It's going to be a great day tomorrow. We'll be there with my buddy Jairus Lee, my brother Ben on the camera, our whole team here, America's Voice News, guys. Real news, not fake news. Follow us on all the social media. You can get us on Roku, Hulu, Fire TV, and on Dish Network, channel 219. God bless you guys. We are we are in Yuma, Arizona. We are where the wall ends. It actually ends here, and it restarts. I don't know if you can see it off in the distance. You can see a little bit of reflection. It restarts there, but the way that this levee system works, there's a bit of a gap. So I'm under the impression that at some point this is all going to be connected, but as of right now, we're at the end of the wall here in Yuma, and then this wall stretches